tried to explain the auto refractor here. I've only used it probably 6 times, but we'll see if we can help make it make some sense. So when they give you the piece of paper, there'll be a number on it for what their auto refraction was. So you come to this down here and you hit this N button. When you hit that, it gives you different numbers here to touch. Almost, I think usually, the number is going to be the highest number, this 98. You just touch that number and hit this set button, and that will put in their prescription from the auto refractor. Then it's pretty straightforward. Over here is what's on the chart. Right now they can see a 2030 letter T. To change the chart's size, you can come over here, and now that's what they're seeing in the chart. If you want them to see a whole line, you just touch this button, I think. There we go. Touch that little button and it gives them that line. If you want to go to a higher line, you just push up and it goes to a higher line. If you want to go to a lower button, push down. There's a 2020 line. I haven't figured out how to make their letters random yet. Let me see what happens when I push this button. That didn't do it. So I guess I need to figure out if there's a way to make it a random letters. But if you want to just have one letter, you can just touch the letter, and then it'll just have that letter. If you want it bigger, there's a 25E. So whatever's highlighted is what they can see. So let's say if you want them to start with the 2030 line, they can see the 2030 line. Then you want to start with the right eye, you come down here and you push this R button. So now their left eye's closed, their right eye sphere is what you're going to be changing. They're looking at the 2030 line. You just turn this knob to the left, makes it go to plus. Back to the right makes it go minus. So you just do what you do, ask which is better. Then, if you want to go to axis, you come down here and push the A button. Now it highlights the axis. To give them the choices of axis, you push this 1 and 2 button down here. Now, what happens is, when they look through there, there's actually a green ring around the lens that they're looking through in the phoropter. And so you can say which is better, the green or the red when you hit 2. And you just turn it towards, let's say they say the red, and you turn it towards the red, and it changes the axis. And then you can say again which is better, the red or the green. Let's say they say green. Now sometimes I tell people that you should see a red ring around the edge of the lens or a green ring, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. So then I just continue my numbers 1 and 2, since if they can't tell those colors. And then you go to cell. Let's say you want to make it a minus and say which is better, the green or the red. So again, you just turn towards what they say. Let's say green. Which is better, the green or the red? Red. And then you can go back to sphere, come over here, go to a 2020 line and say, can you see that line? And so obviously there's different techniques you use to check. I'm just trying to show the way you use the machine here. Then you go to the left eye, push the L button, that's on their left. Again, check their sphere power first. Go to A for axis. Push the 1 or the 2 to make it turn red or green. So is it better with the, you probably want a bigger line, so put it back up to the 2030 line. Better green or red. Let's say they say red. Better red or green. Green. Guess I didn't have any cell power in there. Better green, red. Okay, there's our stopping point. Go back to sphere. Go back to the 2020 line, ask them if they can read that. Like I said, I can't figure out how to make that randomize there. So that's how you do that. If you want to have both eyes, you just press the B for both. Now they can look through both eyes. You can fog them up if you want to balance just by making them both foggy. Then you can put whatever line you want in there and say, is it more clear now with your left or more clear with your right, if you want to fog them up that way. Or you can press this chart number 2, and this is a red and green balance where the right eye sees the top, left eye sees the bottom, middle line sees both, and so you can say the middle line is the best, but between the top or the bottom, which one is more clear, and balance them that way. I haven't used that way, but that's what Dr. Mink was using. And then you can make them go. Yeah, you have to press right or left to make it go. I think. Let me see what this does. I'm not quite sure what that does. And then go back to chart 1. Then add power. I haven't done the add power. Let's see, press add here. I'll have to ask about the add power. If you want to check for prism, you could isolate a letter like this E, H and V for horizontal and vertical. Just turn it to the right to add base out. Turn it to the left to add base in. For vertical, left, and to the right goes the opposite. And so whatever method you want to use to check if they need any prism. Have to figure out the add power and how to do a random. So that's it for now.